guys, my name is Annabelle from Annabelle and Ben's Antics, and this story starts all the way back in 2017. I was young, dumb, and backpacking Australia when I decided that I needed a few new clothes. Me being me, I decided I didn't want to buy new clothes anymore just from the average shop, so we went to a charity shop where I was at that time, which was Byron Bay. As it happened, they had a whole basket of clothes that were $1 each, and so I went to get some, then realised I'd forgotten my card and all money, so I borrowed a $1 coin from the bus driver that I was working with at the time, because I was a tour guide and he was driving me around, and he brought me this dress. Now, you've probably seen this dress quite a lot over the years that I've had my YouTube channel. If you've been around for a while, it is one of my favourites and most comfy dresses that I own. It is made out of stretch fabric. It's very simple. Long story short, this thing is just comfy as. However, it has been 5 years of constant wear and tear while I was travelling, when I worked on a farm. I wore it a few times. I've used it as pyjamas. I've used it as casual going out clothes. I've tried to make it look nice by pairing it with a belt, and yeah, mixed results, but the point is, it's one of my favourite things to wear. And when you love and you wear something that much, you really hate to see it wearing out, and unfortunately it's just gotten to the point with this outfit that it no longer looks as nice as it did. So Ben came up with an idea. He suggested that I take the dress, take a pattern from it, and then use that pattern to make myself not one, but 2 new dresses out of the sparkly fabric that we used for his cloak. Now, I have so much of this fabric, I genuinely have no idea what I'm even going to do with the rest of it, so of course I said yes, that's a wonderful idea, and we got to it. And thus began my journey of recreating an old favourite house dress.
The graded pattern for these 2 dresses is available on my Ko-Fi, or if you want it even cheaper, it's going to be this month's free pattern over on Patreon. What I was looking to make here was comfortable clothes to wear on camera, and ever since Ben's cloak, I have wanted dresses made from this fabric. And honestly, a ball gown at some point, which considering I still have about 10 meters of each of these fabrics left, is certainly a possibility. I began by taking the dress that I wanted to base these off of and tracing around it. The lines were then smoothed out before I took the pattern and got cutting the real fabric. Then we will magic over to literally last week, where I asked Ben what he wanted me to work on, and he requested these sparkly house dresses because I should have things other than PJs to wear while filming. Fair enough. So I laid out the pieces for both dresses and pinned the shoulders and side seams. These then got stitched before I ran them over with an overlocking stitch as well. Not that this fabric normally frays anyway, but I'm going to be wearing these a lot, so I wanted to play it safe.
I want to ask you guys for help with something. I am going to overlock this other side of the dress, and we're going to count how many times in this one approximately just under 1 meter seam I have to stop my overlocking because the thread snaps, gets tangled, or otherwise jammed. I've tried quite a few things to sort this out on my machine. I have the foot pedal set to low so I can't go high speed. I'm intentionally sewing very slowly. I'm using thread that's a really good quality. I can't figure out why it is doing this, but it is getting very frustrating, and it is literally doubling my overlocking time, if not tripling it. It has taken me 20 minutes to do one side of this dress. Let's see how long it takes me to do the other.
Okay, so let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yep, 9. And if you don't have any suggestions to help me, please like this video to get it in front of even more people who will hopefully have some idea, because at this point I'm desperate, guys, please.
So as you can see, not the neatest over edge stitch. That took me 12 minutes to do, and I had to stop I think 9 times, and oh, I don't think one seam should take me 12 minutes. I'm just saying, I think that should take me maybe 5 at most. I mean, it's about a meter long, honestly, less than that, 2. Honestly, probably if I had my other genome, it'd be less than a minute. So I'm a bit frustrated with this. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know, because this is something I'm struggling with, and it is not something that I have been able to find a solution to just yet. But now that I have told you about my frustrations, back to making the other dress.
The other blue dress then got the same treatment, with the sides and shoulders stitched before I overlocked the edges while trying to keep my calm and maintain my composure in the face of the overlocking problems. Then, with all that done, we were on to the triangle inserts.
We have something that is semi-wearable. I do not have the ability to wear it without trousers right now because yeah, that's a thing. The only thing I'm not really liking about these dresses is the fact that the underarms just seem to be a lot baggier, and they just kind of stick out in a bit of a weird way. So I'm gonna put the triangles on, and then I'm probably gonna look at maybe just putting in a dark, kind of like there, maybe just give it a little bit of shape. I did want these to be nice and loose, and obviously they are very stretchy, which makes them incredibly comfortable. However, bagginess is not something that I will tolerate because it just doesn't look very nice.
So the triangles were pinned before I stitched them on, much like you do a right hand corner, and no, we're not tutorialing today because honestly during this last bit of dressmaking I was going through a rough patch that made it hard to even film. However, if you like this dress and my other projects, please don't forget to subscribe. That way you're going to see all my future videos, and by liking, commenting and subscribing it really helps support the channel and I very much appreciate it.
So to fix the problem we're having with the baggy arms, I've added 2 curved bust darts, which should hopefully do it. It looks like it has worked on this one, but we will stitch them momentarily once everything is done. How do you think they're looking, Ben?
Very chic.
Darts pinned, I hand stitched them as I didn't think the machine would take kindly to a curved dart on stretch fabric with pins pointed out in every which direction. Here I just used a running stitch before going to the machine and using that too. And yep, halfway through one of my bobbins just had to run out. Then the last thing to do was the binding around the neck and arms. I had pre-cut the binding back in the UK, so I trimmed out the dart sections, then got pinning. I ran these pin pieces through my machine before rolling it over and pinning it over the raw edge, and sat down to binge anime and hand stitch, because I'd rather hand stitch it so that you can't see these from the outside than have machine top stitch it done and make it visible and a little bit messy. And yep, Ben even helped me with this too. But with that done, there's only one thing left, and that's the grand reveal. And remember, if you want to make these dresses for yourself, I've graded the sewing patterns and made it available over on my Ko-fi, where I would really appreciate it if you consider dropping a small donation if you can afford to, or subscribing to my new Patreon page to help me towards the goal of buying the fabric for my dream colour changing Aurora dress, which of course I'll be sharing the making of process on this channel with you guys as well.
So these dresses, 10 out of 10, amazing. To start with, they are so comfy to wear. The stretch fabric was a really good choice. I don't think this would be nearly as comfy if I had made it out of a non-stretch like cotton type thing, and the fabric is very lightweight as well, meaning that it's not all heavy to wear. Plus the fact that they are sparkly is entirely my jam. Even if the first time I washed them, the rest of my laundry came out looking like it was covered in pixie dust, which, yeah, that's the thing, hasn't really happened since, so you know, new fabric, probably should have washed it before sewing it, and we live and we learn. The longer blue dress gives me serious 1920 vibes. Just the entire shape that it gives just rolls off history bounding without it actually being too solidified in that time period, if that makes sense. Certainly if I was going to like a Gatsby afternoon or something like that, I would probably wear this because it is almost flapper style, but without being over the top. The one downside to it being that I found when going to the bathroom, those long trails do tend to get in the way and just like to drape everywhere. However, I think the blue one is going to be more of a going out type of dress, while the green one is more that I'm going to wear at home. Talking of the green one, it's perfect. It is exactly like my old dress was. It is comfy, I can kneel on the floor without the skirt getting in the way. I think I prefer it. I didn't think I would prefer it, I thought I would like the long flappy skirt, but just logistically the green one is a lot easier to wear, and again, it looks nice, it's sparkly, what more could I want? I am glad that I made the decision to add darts in the end, though I do think if I ever did decide to remake these dresses, I'd probably move the dart from coming from the armhole and maybe have it coming from the side seam instead at an angle up. I'm trying to remember on the original dress if it actually had darts, and I'm reasonably sure it didn't, but I'm also not 100% sure, and I haven't got the original dress here because I knew I was going to be making these, so I didn't bother bringing it with me. Don't worry though, I didn't actually throw it away. It's in my box of stuff that will arrive once me and Ben sort out our own permanent place to live where we're not sharing the entire house with quite a few other people, because we are currently in a share house. Which is also, by the way guys, why you are constantly in my bedroom, because I had a few people ask that. The other thing I've also had a few people asking since our move is what's happened to Tiger Lily and Sherlock, because of course we have cats and it is a big responsibility. So here is a clip of them currently at the cattery, literally up the road from my mum and dad's house so that they can keep an eye on them, but unfortunately my dad is rather allergic to cats, so they couldn't keep them at theirs specifically, but they are enjoying themselves, getting quite fat. Sherlock has had to go on another diet, which is a constant problem with him. Does anyone else have this problem with ginger cats? Because I swear every ginger cat I've had, they've always had weight problems where they just balloon. However, they are going to be flying over to join us in a few months, and I am very excited about that. Not least of all because it finally feels like we're getting settled over here, which is really nice. However, you're not here to talk about cats, you're here to talk about dresses, and if these dresses are something that you are interested in making, please check out my Ko-fi where they are available to download. I have put them as paid because I have put the time in to grade these patterns. However, if you don't want to pay that much, please check out my Patreon, because I got really overwhelmed last month and just didn't do a great job on keeping actual YouTube videos coming out. I've extended the soft launch of Patreon another month, meaning that the lowest tier is going to be receiving all rewards for this month, last one only, and then we will have proper tiers for people, I promise. So if you want your name embroidered on my next project, if you want free graded patterns, or if you want early access and extra videos, please check it out. The link is down below. Also, a big thank you to our current 2 Patreons, Kelly Nelson and Gally Meadows. I really appreciate your support, guys. It means the world to me, and enjoy having early access to this video. Until next time, guys, please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more of my cosplay, vintage, and vintage sewing machine content. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I definitely am in these dresses, and if you have any ideas for what you'd like me to make next, please leave it in the comments down below. Along with any questions you have about the build, I would be more than happy to answer them. Until next Wednesday, guys. Bye!